I'm Vin.
I'm Sori.
If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the filthy capitalist option. As Sori says, $125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. $125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and then get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at vinsori@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Yep. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is the community option. $1 at the gate gets you in at Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go on the village, facebook.com/Vin and Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy merch.
I was backed against the tracks in my teenage band.
Okay, this is a band that is part of the Unsigned hype thingamajiggy. Unsigned hype is when it's pretty much what it sounds like when you got a band and they're doing their band thing and you're trying to get signed, you're trying to get big, you want to get some exposure from your band. Back in the day, you used to have to put all the things on the telephone poles.
Not now.
Not anymore.
Contact vinsori@gmail.com and
Contact
see if
us.
you can get your band into our lineup.
Correct. Having said that, this is a band that we have not heard, and probably you haven't heard either. What is the title, Sori?
Honey.
Cold Red Mute.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. Cold Red Mute.
And the name of the song is Moonshine.
All right. Having said that, let's go.
Grease it up! Grease it up! Grease it up!
Okay.
Whoa.
Ew.
Gross.
When you love me, I am hungry, I am greasy. Till that hunger is bad. When you burn me, I am hunting through the city streets. Beat your bones to the dead.
Okay. That was very nice.
I have to say, this is one of the best Unsigned Hype bands we've gotten. I thought their audio was great. The vocalist did great. The instrumental, everybody did great. The music video was a little bit weird, but it was also funny. But then actually, I was thinking, if I was walking through, like, we're watching this video and we know that it's fake blood, so it's like interesting. It's not like really terrifying. But if you were walking through the woods and they were in the middle of shooting that video, and like all these people are like walking around with all this blood on them.
Yeah, and you see him with the little ukulele or whatever that thing is. Yeah. Yeah, you have a legit reason to be scared.
So this song is about moonshine. I'll tell you what, I would like to have some moonshine now. When I was my parents, funny story. My parents are Christians, very, very strict Christians, and they told us nobody should ever have alcohol ever. That was like a big absolutely no. And I, to my understanding, thought that the Bible said that nobody should drink either. And then when I got older, I was probably like 15 or something, I was at my grandparents' house and my parents were there and my uncle busted out some moonshine. And I was like, I thought that was like sin in a cup. I thought it was so
moonshine?
bad. Yeah, because my parents had told us how bad alcohol was and all that stuff. Like, it was like, no. And so when my uncle took it out, I literally felt sick because I'm like, this is so bad. Not only is it alcohol, but it's moonshine, which I guess is like illegal. You're not supposed to. I don't know.
That happened
really
during
sure.
Prohibition.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Bootleggers and moonshiners.
Yeah. I don't know if it's still technically illegal, but I still had it in my head that it was. Plus, it was just spiritually really bad. And then that was my idea at the time. That's how I thought it was. And then my parents, who were the ones that taught me that, were super strict. All of a sudden, they're taking sips of moonshine, and I thought that you took a sip and it was going to be done. Like, you know how people will say weed is the gateway drug. You know what I mean? Like, you take one puff and then you're like,
yeah,
you're gonna die of some kind of. It was like one of those situations. So I saw my parents. I was so disappointed. I was so angry with them. And when we got in the car, like, that was one of probably the only times that I went after my parents, and I was like, I can't believe you guys would do that, and blah blah. And like,
what did they say?
I didn't feel like anybody was taking it super seriously, like, and I was confused because it was the opposite of the message that they had taught me. So I'm like, well, when did this become okay?
When did it become halal?
Yeah. So anyway, now if I could go back, I'd say, well, let me have some as well.
You'd be lying about that shit, mom and dad. Lying ass. Yeah, man. Like, I would have loved to have broken down these lyrics, but we didn't have them.
I know. I asked them for lyrics, but they didn't send me any.
Yeah.
They did such a good job, though.
They did an amazing job. That riff was like, that riff was, it was a really funky kind of weird type of riff that went really, really well. These guys were original. The vocalist has a heavy, heavy Metallica sound, right?
Yeah.
Like, Ride the Lightning era Metallica, this one sounded like. So, like, that, they did such a good job, especially, you know, with the money. They're an unsigned band, right? So, like, you can't do a very elaborate video, but they use it to their advantage. You know, they went outdoors, we're black metal people in the outdoors, all that jazz.
I mean, the song is about moonshine. You're not going to expect that to be in some, you know, in the middle of New York.
Seduct.
Like, this is the exact scene that you picture.
Seduct.
These guys are all going crazy in the woods off their moonshine.
I was thinking to myself, like, imagine running into somebody like that, man. Holy shit.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, if you were there. He walks like a zombie.
It's very fascinating to me, like, the effect when you make something illegal. You're like promoting it more than not, because now what you're doing is you're activating the rebellion side of the human.
Yeah.
You know, where Biden's like, I might start charging you guys for menthol or criminalizing menthol. People are like, okay. But yeah, like the whole question of, okay, like, it's like a book burning. Like, oh, we're burning these books so nobody will ever read them. Right? But then the kids go, well, wait a second. Why are they burning that book?
And now you can't get it at the secondhand shop, so they're going to pay full price.
We got to figure out why they're going to get that book. Yeah, so now the author is like, you
Making
just
more
said
money. Yes.
I never really understood the Christian community's responses to Marilyn Manson.
I understood it then.
Well, of course, initially, but every single time they went after him, he got more and more popular. So that's my thing. My thing is like, if the effect of going after somebody, you know what I'm saying?
I know. Yeah,
Like-
I know. But it worked for people like me. The more they talked about it and demonized it, the more it became almost mythical in a sense.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
this
no,
guy
that's a
has
good-
this much power.
That's a good word. That's a good word for it. Yeah.
And then
mythical.
it was kind of weird when we started doing the channel, because I was kind of like at a point where I'm like, I'm just done with all of that almost. So when we started doing the channel, I was more okay with listening to metal, but at the same time, there was a part of me that's like, what's gonna happen? Will something weird happen in the night after we started, listening to it? And like nothing happened. And then some of the songs have just been shocking as to content, shocking in the opposite sense of what you'd think. It wasn't so much, oh my gosh, this is like demonic and all that. It was, I don't know, there was a very spiritual song. Some of them have really, really deep meanings, and it was just very surprising. So
Yeah, man. I just think that like this band has its own separate identity. I really, really like the guitarist. Really love the guitarist. And it's uncanny, that guy's James Hetfield impression. You know what I'm saying? Like that was Ride the Lightning level stuff. I mean, these guys are good, man. I'd like to see if they can do it again. You know what I mean? You get that clock's right twice
oh,
a
do
day.
they have more songs?
Yeah, they're an established band and they've got a couple albums out. But I gotta listen to another couple songs because this one was crazy. What I like so much about it is that guitar riff. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna try to find it. That guitar riff was crazy.
Do you want to play it on this one? Will it be easier?
Hold on, I'm just trying to find it. Hold on. I'll tell you the guitar part. That one right there. That right there, that's such a unique lick, man. But it's like
In this part when you sing,
it gets you really, really going because they got the drums. It's like, yeah, let's go. Sonically, really, 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 really good band. Lyrically, I wish I'd have been able to figure out what they were saying, but we couldn't find any lyrics.
I did hear them talking about Moonshine. And
Yeah.
Its effect, it sounded like.
It's a 9.12 for me.
Okay, I've said this before that I have like unsigned hype is one rating scale, and then like signed professional bands is another one. To me, this is a 10 for unsigned hype. It's
You're
super
saying
high.
for yeah. We've had we had Gershok. That was a pretty but and they were great. We love them. They're friends of the channel. But this one was I loved how
That guy has some people's voices just sound like that could go pro.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he definitely has that type of voice.
Yeah. And I love what they did with the video. 9.2. Just Ice 52 says 9.1. So there you are, dear listener. So really good song. Keep it up, guys. Keep it up with these bands. Don't give up. Don't quit. Keep going.
Shout out to the band. We like your music.
Vin out.
Sorry out.
Gone.